All right, it's the 11th of June. It's a Wednesday. We've got just under 30 minutes to the NY Open. We'll go to the charts right now. Okay. Yeah, just a second. All right, let's go to the calendar. Yeah. CPI today, right? CPI is at 8:30 a.m. EST. Got, yeah, 8:30 a.m. EST. So we're going to wait for news, right? Yeah. All right, we have plenty of time for analysis. We got about, yeah, we got about 55 minutes for analysis. So there's no need to rush with this. Just a second. All right, let's take a look at the weekly. Now, prices hardly moved last 2.5 days, just about 540 pips on the weekly candle. We created a sort of support here, no bottom wick, so price started to push up. But we have a clear rejection from 3,400 and 3,367. We haven't got there yet. On the daily, there is no volume at all. Yesterday was a doji, right? Price pushed up, then pushed back down. It pushed up in the Asian session and then pushed down and closed just very close to the open price. Even the previous day, very similar. We rejected this area 3,300. This I said was a decision level. This is a decision level because this rally-based rally took out this supply. The rally-based dropped this daily supply. So making this a decision level. So price could push back up today. It could push up, right? It could push up the first half of the NY session with CPI and then later on continue to push down. That's possible too. All depends on volume, right? Last 2 days we've had no volume in the NY session. In fact, last 5 weeks it's been the first 2 hours of the NY session has very low volume, right, compared to a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. During NFP last week, Thursday, Friday, there was some volume, but apart from that, it just died down again. The first 2 hours, NY open, hardly any volume, right? Right, let's go to the trading chart. Now, yesterday, just to show, just a second, just to show you how little volume there was yesterday in the NY session. We formed a clear 30-minute resistance, right? This candle right here from this liquidity candle, which is very close to 3350, and a tradable 30-minute back candle close. Perfect candle to trade, right? Price did not come back up, It came back in the London session today, and that trade worked, right? It dropped over 200 pips from the sniper entry. Usually, this move happens in the span of about 3 hours, right? 2 to 3 hours, price comes back, grabs, and drops down. But here, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17 hours for the trade to play out, right? So that's how little volume there is in the market. Okay, so the setups work, but it takes much longer for them to work, right? Obviously, I didn't take this trade. I don't hold trades overnight. I don't place pending orders and hold them overnight, but that's what happened. The trade did work. You can see perfect tap of the sniper entry and optimal entry. This is the M15 candle that you draw the fib on. This candle, this high broke this high broke this, and that's a perfect entry and push down straight to liquidity 3332, which is a weekly SR level, right? Okay, let's get rid of all of these. Okay. Let me know if the sound is clear. Everything is clear. There's no echo, no issues. Okay, yeah. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, if you look at these candles, past 6 candles. Okay, Philip, thanks very much. Look at the last 6 candles, right? So over 24 hours, we've just been ranging. It's about a 200 pip range, right? Yeah, it's about a 200 pip range. If we go to the 30-minute time frame, right? This being these are the extremes. So from, let's say, from around there to around there, okay? That's about a 200 pip range. Price has been bouncing for the last 25 hours, maybe. Yeah, 26 hours. 26 hours in this 200 pip range, right? We've had very little volume. Just keep bouncing. Now, and I'm anticipating that in CPI, we're going to break either above, right, or break below, right? Now, the question is, if you break above, um, and then push up and then later on start to come back to this zone, then we're coming back to the range. So if there is volume, then we can push to the bottom of the range again, and that's a 200 pip drop down. And the same goes for buys as well. If you break below and then later start to push back up and close back in the range, then we can push back up, and that's a 200 pip range, right? Now it's CPI, so it's hard to predict exactly what's going to happen. But once you've identified this range, you see a 200 pip range, you got to keep your eye on that. So if price breaks above, it could come to retest. If it is to continue high, or price breaks above, it can close back in and then continue down. And the same two scenarios apply for when price is moving down. If it breaks below, it can come back to retest this area and push further down. Or if price breaks below, it can come back and closer in the zone and then continue to push up again. Okay, we're going to keep those two scenarios in mind. Okay, so let's start with our zones. Now, we have a rally. Let's start with supply. We have a rally and we have a drop, so there has to be a zone there. Let's start by drawing that zone. On the 1 hour, there is no zone yet. Let's check the 30-minute. Yeah, that's the zone, right? Perfect zone. 30-minute. Nine two zero 363. So that is supply, right? We've created new supply here, a rally and a drop. Okay, it's 4-hour supply because it's visible on the 4. Let's look at this demand here. There's a drop, a base, and a rally here. You can start with that. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Let's take a look at the 30. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with this. Yeah, so what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this drop base rally, right? I've extended it here. Yeah, that's what I'm using. Now on the 4 hour, it's better. You have this as your basin candle. That's the basin candle, that's the low, and that's the leg out, right? This candle is a leg out because that's a engulfing candle basically. It just pushed up. The close is above the open, and we broke the high. Sorry, 553. Okay, yeah, that's the zone. Previous same zone that I drew. The price is now in between those two areas. We have to wait for CPI to see what's going to happen. Are we going to start breaking and pushing up, or are we going to start breaking and pushing down, right? I'm going to wait. I'm not going to be trading off the 5 minute time frame, right? Really had no volume. We've seen even during NFP, it was better to wait for the 15-minute time frame or the 30-minute time frame for support or resistance to form than trying to trade the 5 minute time frame. For the last 1 month, we've had very little volume, NY open, so really makes no sense trying to trade the lower time frames here. Okay, so that's it. We just have two zones. Okay, on the 30-minute, yeah, we have this rally base rally here. We have a zone here. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to mark that zone. Yeah, because we've crossed a weekly SR level here. We have a rally, a base, and a rally, and it's clear on the 30-minute. This is the leg in. That's the base, and that's the leg out. And price has come into it already, pushed up, come back in, then come a third time, once, twice, three times. 247, 510. Okay, extend these zones to the right, the lower zones, because it's CPI and price can push. CPI can push. I mean, price, if it has volume, we could have a 500, 600 pip move. But it's going from what we've seen, unlikely. Yeah, I think we're coming up. We're coming up and we're going to get a reaction here to push back down. We're coming up. Let's just see how much volume. How much volume is there to push up? Is it to the liquidity candle, or is it here, or is it further up? That's about 500 pips to the upside. Good enough. Good enough. I don't think we need to go any further than that. Just extend this liquidity candle to the right. Yeah. Okay. And to the downside, 300. Yeah, maybe just. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, covered. Yeah, 500, 550 pips to the upside, 550 pips to the downside. Good enough. Okay, so we have one new supply zone, two new demand zones, right? Let's take a look at these zones. Okay, has this supply taken out anything to the left? Yes, it has. This rally, base rally on the 1 hour. This candle has pushed down, taken out that low right there. So that's a high liquidity zone. Okay. Has this demand taken out anything to the left? Let's look at the 30 minute. Yeah, there is. Yeah, yeah. We have a rally and a drop here. There is a base there. This push up has taken out that high. And same with this. This is also high liquidity zone. This zone here has taken out this high here, rally base drop, taken out this high here, this push up here. Okay. All right. Now, let's see, let's take a look at these demand levels and see if we have high liquidity candles in here. On the 1 hour, this zone, that's a 103 pip candle. That's 130. It's 128. Let's start with this. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame. 108, 85, 86. Let's go to the 15. Yeah, I think it's a 30-minute candle. 59. Also 59. It's this move up. That's the area that we need to capture. Yeah, let's go with this candle right here. 206148. 48. Okay, and that covers both these zones. Below that there is nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. That liquidity candle is good. And we've already formed support here. And that liquidity candle is right at the start of 3332 weekly SR level. Perfect. Okay, let's look further up. Let's look at supply. Second. Supply, there's nothing on the 1 hour. 30-minute, there's just that candle. On the 15-minute, yeah, maybe this one. But price has already come deep into it. Yeah, prices come deep into it. If you come back, we're going to go through. But let's mark it anyway. 920363. Let's take a look at the 5-minute as well. 35, 37. Let's bring it to this. 732363. 732. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're going to go through. If you come back up, price is going to go through this. And if it goes through this, it could likely go through the other one also because prices tapped the other one on the way down. Yeah, yeah. If you begin to push up, we could go through this. We'll go through this liquidity candle for sure. And then likely this one as well and head to 3367. And that's on the daily. That makes sense because that's where price should be heading to, above 3350. So if you get a push up here, that's about a 300 pip move up. That's possible, CPI. Just a second. Okay. All right. That's it. That's the analysis, right? Now, let's take a look at what price has done in the Asian London sessions. I'll be back in a couple of minutes and we're going to do that, right? We'll take a look at what price has done in the Asian and London sessions. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, we formed support here. Prices come tapped it, could come deeper and then push up. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah. No top wick. Yeah, we could be heading up. 30-minute support formed. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we'll have to wait. I'm I'm in favor of buys for price to push up through this liquidity candle further up. Yeah, okay, 2 minutes more for the NY Open. We still have about 30 minutes after that. for CPI, so we're going to wait for CPI. I'm not going to take any trades before CPI. I'm going to wait for, I very likely possibly wait for the first 15-minute candle to close, CPI candle to close, and then look to take a trade. Right? Let's see where the candle, where the next, where this 30-minute candle, the next 30-minute candle is going to close. Right? That'll be the candle just before news. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. Okay, the market opened here, 3321.5 roughly, around 3321.5. 553. Okay. 252. That's basically 3332. That's where price is. That's a London low. Asian high 296. 856. Okay. Asian session, we moved 270 pips. London session 150. Right? Okay, let's take a closer look at this area. What price is done. So we pushed down. We were bearish. Second half of NY session, we were bearish. Actually, we ranged, pushed back up to 3332, rejected that area, created 30-minute resistance, pushed down, and then we just came down, created the Asian low. There was a liquidity candle here to the left that we had marked yesterday. There was a liquidity candle here on the 30-minute time frame. This one right here, right? This 106 pip candle. Price came into it, grabbed liquidity, pushed up, right? We pushed up. We created the Asian low and pushed up back to 3332. Closed above, range there, came, retested the EMAs, pushed further up, closed above it, pushed further up, created the Asian high, came back to the EMAs, created the London low, pushed back up, closed above, tapped the liquidity candle. Did we tap the liquidity? No, we didn't tap the liquidity candle, but we came close. Yes, we did. We did tap this liquidity candle. This liquidity candle here, price did tap it. We created the London high, 30-minute resistance formed, and price dropped straight down, right? Back to the London low. Yeah, we rejected, came to the London low. Now, a 30-minute candle has closed above. This may form support, closed above. It could be pushing up. Yeah, I don't want to take a trade now. It looks nice to take, but I don't want to take it. Yeah, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait another 20 minutes, 23 minutes. I'm not gonna do anything. Because price can just CPI, we can just wick straight down. I don't want to get caught in that. If it was a non-news day, this is a perfect trade to take. 30-minute support formed. 30-minute candle closed above. This is a 30-minute support form with a 30-minute tradable bull candle closed. The next 30-minute candle also has closed above the London high. Perfect tap into this candle to push up and continue higher. I would have taken this trade if it was a non-news day. But CPI, it's too early to take a trade right now. Just way too early. We're going to wait. We got to wait uh, for the 30-minute candle to see where the 30-minute candle is going to close. You got to wait for that. Yeah, it's just going to wait for that. There is time. We've got 22 minutes for the candle to close. Any questions on anything what I've discussed so far on the analysis? You can drop a question in the chat. Again, I'm not going to be looking at 5-minute support or resistance. Very likely going to be looking at 15-minute support or resistance, or even 30-minute support resistance, right? Before we take a trade. Now, 30-minute support has already formed. If the candle closes a doji, that's great. That means we have this candle has taken out this low. We'll have to wait for the next candle to close to see what happens. But this candle has already taken out this low as well, inside pre and Y. Right, so we have to wait for the candle to close. There is another 6 minutes for the 6.5 minutes for the 50-minute candle to close, and then 21 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close. So we have to wait for that. Very likely will close bearish. Closed above, probably going to close bearish. If we do, we could come straight down. Could come straight down. If we close below the London low, we could be coming down. Yeah. And if we do come down, then I'm going to wait for, if this closes bearish and the next candle breaks a low and continues to come down, I'm going to wait. We're going to just wait. Not going to open any trades. We're going to wait to see where the candle goes. It all depends on where the candle goes. If it comes straight down here, forms 30-minute support, yeah, we can take a trade later on to go back up. But if it comes somewhere here, then we can have a pullback, 15-minute resistance form to take a trade to come down as well. That's possible too. Just it all depends on where the candle is going to close. The next candle, not this one. The next one. The next 30-minute candle. How far is it going to go down, or is it going to go up, start breaking the high and go up? Let's see. Okay, I'll be back in about 3-4 minutes. We have a lot of time, 20 minutes for news. I'm going to wait for news. All right. Yeah, pushing up. I would have taken this trade on any other day, not during CPI, not now. But we're pushing up. Six six eight 620. Yeah. 15-minute candle dip back in, broke this low. Let's see. Could be heading up. But I gotta wait. You can't take this. I will not trade because we got news. You gotta wait for news. It's safer. Price can just if it needs this liquidity isn't enough to push up, it'll just go right past this and just drop straight down to grab liquidity. That's why you don't trade. Just don't open a trade right just before a major news event. And major news events are your NFP, CPI, PPI, retail sales, interest rates, FOMC meeting minutes. Those are the major six. Yeah, those are fine. Yeah, but this is 30-minute support, tradable 30-minute bull candle close. Next candle, no top wick, but the next candle closed above. Should be heading up here. About 100 pips more, should be heading up here, no top wick here. And once we break this high, we should go through to 3350. It's another 50, 60 pips up. We're pushing up. They're expecting good numbers, so marginally better than the previous. If it's bad numbers, then we should just continue to push high. Yeah, we're coming up. We're coming up. Coming all the way up. No top wick, no top wick. We're coming up. Pushing up. Before news. Before news. Once we come here, then the buys are invalid. Price is already pushed up. Once we come to this level here, then the buys are done. Yeah, we're pushing up. We're going to get there before news, I think. Getting back to the London high. Yeah, once we come here, 3347, it's done. Buys are done. Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to open any trades uh, for news. Just going to wait. Let price do its thing. Let it go wherever it needs to go to. Once it does, there will be a pullback. There'll be a pullback. That's the better trade to wait for. Just have to wait longer. Just have to be more patient. That's it. Right now, the move's already happened. I mean, it's already started and it's moved quite a bit. Right from this 30-minute support, we've pushed up 125 pips already. Just let this run. Let it run its course. It's coming above here. Should be coming above this. Let this candle close. This candle closes. We're forming strong bull candle. Let's wait, and if should push up once we get past this high. Wait for a pullback to continue higher. The price is going to break, should break this liquidity candle high again above this high. 47.32. Moving up. The 65 pips. Yeah, we should head up here. 3367 on the daily. Look at the 4 hours, 4 hour time frame. Yeah, 3367. That's it. 3367. 250 pips more. 3367 or higher. Yeah, possibly here. 330 pips more. 3375. 3375. Possible. 3375 today. Very possible. What's the Asian low here? 3375 is 3375. Yeah, easy. 600 pip candle, daily candle. Very possible. Very, very possible. 600 pip daily candle. Yeah, 600 pips. You can get there. There we go. We came already to the London, to the Asian high. It's a massive push, bullish move. Yeah, just not doing anything. I'm going to be I'm going to be looking. This 30-minute candle is likely to close bullish. Obviously, it's very bullish. It's it's so far it's a 156 pip candle. Could push further up, and then once it breaks this liquidity candle high, if it breaks this high here, 3347.29, if you just break above 3347, then it's the pullback that I'm interested. The pullback to getting on the buys of the pullback. 30-minute support is formed, a pullback, and then to take a trade. That's the trade I want to take. Maybe here, here, or here. Let's see. Let's see. Wait for the pullback and then take a trade to go up. There is volume. It's definitely volume. That's a good thing about it. This is NY open. That's a 93 pip candle. This is a 93 pip candle. Good. So there's volume. 2 minutes more for news. All right. A minute more for news. Let's see what happens. See if price wicks down here before it pushes up. Heading up, but I'd like to see a pullback before we push up. This is a nice area to enter. This area here, if you can push down to enter. Ooh, there we go. Pushed up, massive push up. We're continuing higher. Gone past the liquidity candle, we're pushing up. Just gotta wait. There's nothing to do. We're pushing all the way up. We're going past this liquidity we've gone past. We're going past this. We're heading to 3367. Just have to wait patiently for a setup. This move started well before news, right? It started at NY Open. It was way too early. Just have to be patient. It might take time, but there will be a setup. Pullback, support, and then the retest of the new high. That's the trade to take. Just have to be patient and wait. Yeah, we have a drop, a base, and a rally here from this level here. We bring this up. Drop, four basin candles, and a rally. Form right at this weekly SR level. A zone form right there. And hmm. Yeah, we're pushing up 3367. That's where we're heading. 3367. What's the news? What was the news? News was bad. News was bad. Expecting expecting positive news turned out bad. Should continue high, easy. 3367 is pretty easy. Should be pushing up. Yeah, should get there pretty easily. Probably come here to 3350 and then push back up. Yeah. Two. This 130. Yeah, we have a new liquidity candle here. Maybe not today, but for later on. We are pushing up now. We're heading to 3367. 3367. And then possibly here. 3375. Yeah, there was no bottom wick. Price just closed. Next candle opened. No bottom wick. Pushed straight up 200 plus pips. Yeah, 5 minute is beginning to pull back now. Let's see where it comes to. Possibly here. Yeah, so the trade that I'm going to be looking for today, let's take a look at this. Yeah, 50-minute candle is about to close. Okay, so we're closing inside. Perfect. Yeah, so the trade I'm going to be looking for, we are well above the EMAs. For price to pull back, create 15-minute support, tradable 15-minute bull candle to close, and for price to push back up. That's the trade I'm going to be looking for. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking for today. Coming down right now. Yeah, it's got to wait. Wait for price to push back, pull back, create 15-minute support, and then to take the trade to go up, back up. It might take a while. How long is the 4-hour candle to close? Yeah, maybe another 30 minutes. 13, yeah, another at least close to 30 minutes. Wait for the 1-hour candle to close, and then you're going to get a pullback. Yeah. Yeah, wait for the 1 hour candle to close. After the 1 hour candle closes, the 1 hour candle is going to close in 11 minutes. The next candle should break this low, continue down, probably close, and the candle after that could close a bull candle to push back up. Yeah, just wait. Just wait. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to wait for this candle to close, this 15-minute candle to close, and then the next one is very likely going to break the low and come down, and the one after that will probably create support to push back up. Okay. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. 30-minute candle is flipping bearish. That's a liquidity grab. We're pushing down. See where this candle closes. We're pushing down. Yeah, we're pushing down. This candle closes like this. We're coming all the way down. Look at that wick. 206 pip wick. That's a liquidity grab. We're pushing down. This candle will flip bearish. Yeah, coming down. Wow. So much of volume. No way to get in. Yeah, this is a liquidity grab. 2 minutes for the candle to close. We are coming down. Price is coming down now. It's going to go through this liquidity candle, go through this, come further down to the Asian low. Yeah, this is a liquidity grab. This should close bearish at the London low or below it. This is the minimum area to wait for a pullback. I don't know whether it's going to pull back. It's a lot of volume. But the candle is closing bearish. That's a liquidity wick. Grab liquidity 200 pip over plus 200 pip wick. Should be closing strong bearish. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We have to wait for the candle to close. 30 seconds more. That'll be the close of the 1 hour candle as well. Yeah, it's a massive wick, rejection wick from 3,500. Okay. Yeah, not sure if it's going to pull back all the way up here for entry. But that's a rejection wick from the liquidity candle 3350. It's a massive wick, 200 plus pip wick, pushing down. I'll wait for an entry here to continue further down if we come there. The 5 minute is nothing. Yeah, possibly here. 070983 070. Yeah, I'm going to place a pending order here. Not sure it's going to get triggered or not. 3350. And then one up here as well. I don't think that's going to get triggered. 548. Let's see if we come there. I don't think so. I think we're very bearish. Price is going to continue down. It's a massive liquidity grab. Price to continue down. Yeah, yeah, I don't think we're coming up. Yeah, we're pushing down. Very likely that the daily candle is going to flip bearish. Yeah, 4-hour candle, an hour more for the 4-hour candle to close. We have rejected this area. Came up here. On the daily, we came up to this demand. Drop, base, drop, or rally, base, drop. We came here, and now we're pushing down. Very likely going to flip. Yeah, we're breaking the low. Once you break the low, we're coming down. Anyway, I'm going to leave those entries there. All right, I'm going to leave those entries there. We didn't take any trades during the stream because price just pushed up with no pullback. The candle CPI, after CPI candle open and push straight up 210 pips, and the next candle pushed down 280 pips. Yeah, 230 pips. Once you break the low, we're coming further down. I don't think we're going to pull back for an entry. Yeah, we broke the low, we're coming down. The 4-hour candle is flipping bearish. The daily is very likely to flip bearish now. Yeah, 120 pips. Could flip bearish, but the 4-hour candle is flip bearish. If we break the current 4-hour low, then we're coming down here. Let's see. I've kept these orders here. Two pending orders. Let's see where to manage risk. 3355. Yeah, that's why we would manage risk. 3356 on these pending orders. If price gets there eventually. If it gets there, so about 60 pips. Anticipating price to come down. About 200 pips. Let's see if we can get a push from this liquidity candle to go up. Maybe even the 4-hour candle closes. There might be a push back up, but that's a liquidity wick. Clear liquidity wick from the liquidity candle and 3350 rejection to push down 200 pip wick. So I'm going to wait for a pullback here 3350, and then at the sniper level 33 around just under 33, about 3355.5, right? 50 pips above, 50, yeah, 50 pips above, two entries. Let's see if price can pull back, and this is the level to manage risk 3356. So it's about a, yeah, about a 60 pip, just under 60 pip stop loss basically, right? If price gets there to push back down. I doubt it. I doubt it. We're very bearish. We already broke the low. The candle closes bearish. Then we're heading straight down. All right. That's going to be the end of the stream. no no trade today, unfortunately, because price, this move happened. This was a perfect setup, but it happened before news, well before news to push up. Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm anticipating price to continue down. Hopefully, if we get a pullback, great, continue down, but I don't know, unlikely. Let's see. <clears throat> 668, 620. See, we're pushing back up. Let's see. It did come here to 3332 and pushed up. All right, that's the end of the stream. Um, Here are the pending orders. That's the stop loss level, 3356. That's where you manage risk. That's your hard stop loss, 3360 or 3361. This is the level you manage risk at, about 57, 58 pips. These are the entries. There's one entry here, one entry here, right? Anticipating price to push down. Because the reason for that, that's a liquidity grab, 30-minute clear resistance form and a back candle close, but waiting for price to push back up to get an entry to come down. Okay. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is PPI, right? Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow is PPI, right? So hopefully we'll have a trade in the first 2 hours, a trade that we can take with the setup. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.